Shalom, call Halimla Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Basham Kakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And a sincere shalom to the 144,000 and 1/3. Now, the Spirit hopped on me to make this video. As time progresses, as this kingdom, as this reign of the Edomites, all right, pursuing the Daniel 2nd chapter, as this place ends, and Yahweh Shai usher in the kingdom of heaven with the elect, okay, and the angels of the Most High Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, all right. We're going to see these people bug out. We're going to see the wickedness as a whole increase. It's going to be a violent transition to the kingdom of heaven. This is not going to be a cakewalk. You're going to have a lot of death, destruction, right? Of course, deliverance to the elect. So let's go to Proverbs, the 16th chapter, and verse 4. Yahweh hath made all things for himself. So that means everything that's been created, all right, was created for the Most High Yahweh's will. Reread that again. Proverbs 16 and 4. Yahweh had made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. There you go. And the wicked is going to be using the day of evil to slay themselves and to be slain by the righteous. That's what's coming. And you're gonna see people like the Joker. They got face paint on or a mask, and they're just gonna go around causing chaos. It was a video that went viral in the prepper space where it was a CIA or somebody, some detective, someone in a crime stopper, the crime stopping facility, the crime stopping branch of Babylon the Great. Okay, he went undercover in some white supremacist group, and he said they were planning to collapse society. When things popped off, the third party come in, attack power plants and all this stuff. Yeah, you got people out there that's gonna do that. They're gonna go after. They're gonna cut off the powers. It's not just gonna be the elites, okay, that's gonna do this stuff. You're gonna have regular civilians, because they want to establish a new order. They want to establish white supremacy again, because white supremacy, as we see now, is going out the window. And Esau, the lower level Joe Schmo Edomites, they don't care. They're just doing whatever. They're stupid. They've been brainwashed. But there's Edomites out there that understand what's happening. They see the transition of power. They see things popping off, and they don't like it. They want to bring in a new wave, and it's not going to happen. You Edomites are going to go out sad. Let's get Jeremiah 17 and verse 17. Be not a terror unto me, thou art my hope in the day of evil. Let them be confounded that persecute me, but let not me be confounded. Let them be dismayed, but let not me be dismayed. Bring upon them the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. And that's hot. That's a hot from Jeremiah. That's hot. That's spiritual right there with Jeremiah, what I just read from Jeremiah. Because guess what? You Edomites are finna get double. You're not finna try to... You see, you got to understand this. Understand these scriptures. Understand what's about to happen. The people that are finna get ran through, Jake is not finna get ran through like you think. These Edomites are about to get ran through. Now, yes, you're going to have 2/3 cut off here in Babylon the Great, and the other non-elect members across the world are going to get put to death. But these heathen, okay, these Edomites are going to get ran through far worse than Jacob. Far worse. Far, far worse. And that's just talking about the wicked of our people, not the elect. You Edomites are gonna catch it. You're gonna catch hell. It's not gonna be Jake not finna go out sad. Even these 2/3, like compared to you Edomite, compared to you heathen. All right, these 2/3 Jakes are gonna go out a little bit more happy than you heathen, man, because they're still the Lord's people. They're still Yahweh's apple of his eye. Let's get this. Let's go to what is it? 2nd Ezra's. This is Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. There you go. You see that guy? He got a hatchet or an axe. That's an axe, I should say. And guess what? They're going to have war axes. They're going to have AR assault rifles. They're going to have, G-Lock, Glocks. They're going to have all these guns and flamethrowers and Morning Stars, right? Homemade illegal weapons. They're going to have all these weapons that they're going to use to fight and kill each other, to try to come after Jake. Try to take out Jake, and that's not going to work. The Most High Yahweh is going to turn up Jake to even these 2/3 going to get turned up. All right, Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. In Genesis the 49th chapter, right? So these heathen as a whole, they gonna get turned up. They gonna have weapons and they gonna go around. And some of them not gonna even do it for food. They're just gonna do it for the thrill, or the hatred inside, whatever. They're just gonna do it just to do it. They may have supplies, right? They may have supplies, and there may be a riot downtown, riot, and they're like, you know what? Let's pull up. Let's cause some chaos and dip. And you're gonna have that. It's gonna go down just like that. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Home invasion. Somebody gonna kick your door in. They may throw a Molotov cocktail in your house and burn you out. And then once they burn you out, they'll capture you, eat you. They like some long pork, which is another phrase for human flesh cannibalism. All types of stuff. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. There you go. And what is that? The course of their actions shall stand in their power. What is that talking about? Whatever they have to take from others that's weaker than them. So if you have a sword and they have an AR-15, and that sword for whatever reason cannot beat that AR-15, they're going to use that AR-15 to take from you. Okay? Let's keep going. Yahushai Hamashiach, all right, made a statement about this. Okay? This is St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, in verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yahushai, Matthew 24th chapter, pretty much almost, let's say, I don't know, 90%, not even 90, let's say 98% of St. Matthew 24th chapter is Yahushua just prophesying, man, about Jacob's trouble, about his return. And guess what? Let's reread it again. St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, you think a person wearing a mask to hide their identity, to strike fear in the people they aren't familiar with, and they got a weapon in their hands, and they're roaming around. You think they have love for random people that they're gonna come across? No, they're gonna love torturing them and taking from them, and but the actual love for that stranger, no. The love of many shall wax cold. There you go. Can't get more real than that. Let's get this right here in the book of Ecclesiasticus. Verse 39. Chapter 39. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39. And before I read this, it just came to my mind. You had the purge, the forever purge. The forever purge is basically going to some apocalypse type situation. The other purges were just one night. The forever purge, basically bad backs. Right, and I think this photo I have here is from the Forever Purge, which was, again, people going around taking from one another, and ultimately that's what life is. Life is about whoever's more powerful. It doesn't matter if you're wicked or righteous. Whoever's more powerful wins or has the authority, the authoritative seat. Look at the Edomites. Look at Esau, right? He has the power. Is he righteous? No. But is he calling the shots? Yes. Of course, we know through prophecy that had to be that way. But at the end of the day, it's about whoever is just more powerful. That's all it is. Because we're Jacob. We're supposed to be ruling, but we don't have the power to do it. Right? So it's about power. It's not about necessarily being wicked or righteous. Now, ultimately, the Most High Yahweh set it up that when we have all power, right, when we're at the top, guess what? We're going to be all righteous. We're not going to go off. We're not going to sin. Right? We're not going to commit iniquity. And you Edomites are going to be in captivity. What goes up got to come down. Right? You can't have Esau and Jacob ruin side by side. So this is Ecclesiastes 39th chapter and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. There you go. The Most High Yahweh has people in place right now to get back. All these Jakes falsely accused of things. Edomites, heathen, false accusations, locked up in prison. You know, the judicial system not given a fair shot. The co-workers, who knows? Just so many different things. Somebody screwed you over, robbed you, all types of things, right? There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, hey, we're in the time of that destruction. It's rapidly approaching. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them, which is Yahweh. Everything was made from Yahweh. There you go. Just read that earlier. So you're going to have these people getting busy because the Most High Yahweh wants them to get busy. They ain't going to get busy. The Most High don't want them to get busy. You understand? That's how it goes. Let's end this off in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 23. And it reads, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Yeah, so when you see common animals, when they poop, they typically just leave their poop out on the ground. Some animals will kick dirt over it and bury it. But for the most part, when animals poop, it lays on the ground. So it's going to be so many people dead that nobody's going to bury them. They're just going to be laid out on the ground in decay. And you see that in these movies, in Hollywood, these Hollywood movies, because Esau knows some of these prophecies, because what he's planning to do is the prophecy. You understand? It was prophesied for Esau to do certain things. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, which means what? To bury them 6 feet, right? For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Yes, the Most High Yahweh is going to do something that's going to cause a total collapse of society. Babylon, Canada, Ghana, the people in Antarctica, Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, China, Vietnam, all these countries are going to they're going to collapse. This whole society, this whole world where humans dwell is going to collapse. Okay. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, for which shall hide themselves in the thick groves in the clefts of the rocks. Why are they going to hide themselves? Why is it going to be mass die-off? Of course, pestilences, marauders, savages. Because think about it, in a society like that, you see a person you don't know, especially if it's a male, it's a man, you're thinking, okay, this person's a predator. This person wants to take my clothes. They want to take my resources, right? They want to do violence. They want to do hurt to you. They don't want to do love. They want to do hurt. So that's why people are going to hide themselves. They're going to be in a chamber to try to negate evil coming their way. But guess what? If the Most High Yahweh wants you to get God, you're going to get God no matter what. Okay? So I'm going to end that off right there. I don't want to rush this out. Edifying. Shalom.